So to get started, let's set up the machine. The machine comes in your box. Obviously, we just kind of take that out. I'll place that right here, set the box aside. Now, as you'll see, we've got some wrapping here. We can lift that up, and if you get yourself just a knife or a scissors, we can take that off. Put that off to the side. Now you'll notice you have a rubber band here. And this rubber band you want to take off and place it right behind that part of the frame like so. Now another little thing we're going to do, we're going to take these cable blocks from under the pedal and rest each one onto the pedal. Okay, that makes for easy assembly. Now when you first set it up, we're just going to pick up the pedals, take out the cylinders from underneath. Obviously just go ahead and take these out of the bag. Now I want you to realize that these are very carefully engineered cylinders. So we want to handle them with care. Try not to ever ding these rods, okay, and you'll get good use for the life of your product. Now, what we'll do now is we're going to lift these pedals up, and you'll notice that there are countersunk holes underneath the base of the cylinders. We're going to come in from here, and you'll notice right in here we have a little nodule on the frame. This is simply going to be placed on top of those nodules. Make sure they're there. You have a hole in the base of the cable block, and you're going to place those while holding the pedals, so you're not having to pull it up with the cable block. Place those on there and make sure they're firmly on. What you don't want to do is have it just partially on. It can get stuck in that position. So make sure that's all the way on. There we are, and it's in a nice firm position. You'll also notice that I have the valve facing forward. That's important so that you have easy access for changing the resistance, which we're going to talk about right now. But also I just want to mention, when you finish with using the machine, you can even out the pedals. This rubber band is there also to be placed on top of the pedals so that those cylinders stay in place if you ever want to set the machine aside. Okay, simply like that, or if you're wanting to move the machine. Now, again, placing that back so it's in working position. The valve, when you first get your machine, is going to be in the heavy position. So I want you to think of that as 12 o'clock. And simply taking a little screwdriver, you can also use a coin, a quarter works very well, is to simply come in here, and if you take just a half turn to 3 o'clock, to horizontal, that'll give you a medium setting. If we continue in the same direction, again to vertical, so that's a 180-degree difference from where it was in the heavy, you're now on the light. And then you can go back another full half a turn, I should say, through the horizontal would be medium, and all the way to the top, again, is going to give you now back to the heavy setting. Okay, so 12 o'clock is heavy, 3 o'clock is medium, and 6 o'clock would be light. Okay, so that's it. The machine now is ready for use in that position. So what we're going to do now is go with a quick overview of the programming. Okay, now the Xiser programming is based on high-intensity interval training. Now it is well known that high-intensity interval training will target strength, weight loss, or better still, fat loss, endurance, power, in other words, every component of conditioning that you're wanting to obtain. Now it is far more time efficient if you target all of those together rather than trying to go after each one separately. Now when we combine high-intensity interval training with the Xiser machine, we call that burst training. And burst training is your most time-efficient way of total conditioning. Now we further develop our programming so that you can select your investment of time. So it can begin with as little as 12 minutes per week, and that's with the Xiser short burst stepping. We can add in just another 8 minutes per week with the Xiser Core 4 training program. Now we can replace both of those programs with a little bit more investment of time with the Xiser Total Conditioning program, and that can be anywhere from an hour to about an hour and a half a week. We finally have an endurance program that you can do maybe once a week or as little as once a month. And that program is great to do so that you can see how effective the burst training is to improve both your endurance and every component of the conditioning. So again, your burst training is your best solution for your conditioning. Okay, now, the Xiser short burst stepping and the Xiser Core 4 training are particularly time efficient because we can spread those throughout the day. Now, when you spread them throughout the day, you don't sweat. So when you don't sweat, you don't have to change and shower. You can work out in your business attire, if you're at the office, for example. or if you're a stay-at-home mum where you've got to attend to children, that you'll find a break and you can be in the clothes you're already in. So we can get up from the desk and I'm going to come in and I'm going to step on my machine and we're going to explain a little bit more about how to do this. But I'll just pump a quick 30 seconds out here so you can kind of see the intensity and how out of breath I can get as I'm firing here. But as I'm doing this, you'll notice that I'm not bouncing up and down, and we're going to explain that form. But what happens when you do this type of burst training is the legs are both working on the upstroke and the downstroke, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of a burn, starting a little bit out of breath here. And you can do anywhere from 30 seconds, even 20 seconds, or a full 60 seconds, and we'll explain more about that later. And then you'll have a little bit of a recovery. Okay, so those are about 30 seconds. So my legs are really on fire. I'm out of breath, as you can see. Okay, I can take a 30-second break. I can then do it again, and I'll be done. I get back to my desk. Now, to just emphasize how you can be training in the office or at home, you can also use your sport blocks. Okay, so sport blocks, or even your personal blocks. Depends on what you get. So I just want to emphasize the kind of quality workout that you can get while you're in the office. So now, as you can see, this sort of training now, I'm getting strength, I'm getting weight loss, or as I said, better still, fat loss. And for those that are wondering, in less than 20 minutes a week, in as little as 12 minutes a week, you can get a body fat percentage under 10 like myself. We're also getting endurance, we're getting balance, we're getting power, we're getting it all in the comfort of your home or in the office. So as you can see, this burst training is the best quality and the most time-efficient workout. So let's show you how you can do this program.